Nxnja.
I stood atop a mountain, failed the imperial exam thrice. My debt, which I counted, amounted a large price. Frustrated and hungry, I couldn't even afford rice. Deflated and angry, I threw my gourd from those heights. Paper slip I left in it. The message was to say it was time to admit it. Pass the exam? No way. It's money I need most. Carpentry? It's too late. Those silvers I was out, how in the world would I pay? Suddenly, from nearby, a voice calls out for help. Luckily for that guy to assist, I felt compelled. Looked around with keen eyes. He's halfway down a cliff, got close to his demise, hanging from his fingertips. Asked how he got there, boys said there's two more. Claimed they'd flown through the air, kidnapped by an immortal. Bullshit, I thought. Immortals don't exist, but when a cold wind hit and one appeared, I was convinced. A strange freezing aura, skin as white as jade, but I felt nothing for her. In fact, I was afraid. Coursing through me was horror. She was sharp like a blade, though she showed me no loathing. Apathy she conveyed. She said she's short one person, that I'll do just fine. I asked for who she was. She took us for a flight. Ignored me, she did. We submitted without a fight. I looked back at Mount Daching, worrying about my plight. Passed out during the ride, then awoke on a platform halfway up a mountain, surrounded by many more. Cultivators showed their pride in the woman who took us there. They treated her like a countess. Apparently she's important. Elder Sister Shu, they called her, praising her for bringing us. Elder Sister Shu became a blur, leaving us there. Thus, by then my only option to defer, I thought I'd give income. Who knew an entrepreneur from all this I'd soon become? Beautiful's the scenery, everything looks extravagant. Awestruck by the greenery, soon I'll be an inhabitant. I followed leisurely, yet not the kid to my side did. His tone clearly derisory, his wines way too irreverent. His body's quite big, his mind not too intelligent. Squealing like a pig, he cried to his own detriment. Annoyed like it was his take, our guide yelled at him to shut his snout. The cultivator serious, threatening to cut his tongue out. Spoiled rat was muttering, wishing to be back home. Talking about his wealth, his father's land would be his own. Emotions tried to overwhelm, but they failed. My will is stone. Now inside the immortal realm, this is fate. The seeds are sown. After a while, out of the fog we finally sought our destination. There were no smiles, they like a fog, everything sunlit. I knew occupation. Sat atop rock piles, face long, his clothes slick, our overseer. A bit hostile, seemed strong, looks like a prick, gave us the overview. North Servants' Court is what he called the place we stood in. 30 years of labor and we could return to our lives from for them. Though he gave us the option to run before our time was spent, he promised the mountains were full of beasts and that they surely leave us rent. However, even when it sounded like it was all terrible news, sparkles shone in my eyes, and to the overseer I amused. Told us cultivating our time off to reach decondensation upon when we joined the outer section, be a part of the corporation. Cultivation, I thought, my mind running. While I looked over the book that he handed me, I couldn't help but to smile. Our only job's to chop firewood, my kind of lifestyle. With a life like this, being kidnapped was worthwhile. Seems that cheat condensation's the path to immortality. If I ever reach that, I'll say goodbye to frugality. After saluting clasped fists, we went on our way. Excitement bubbling within me, even want monetary pay. Tidy, simple, and neat. I liked our new house. Not exactly as sweet, but I wasn't frowning. Actually, the kid roomed with me is still bawling. Sensitive, I tried to soothe him and stop his squalling. Seeming just past age 10, he stopped and cried loudly. I spoke to him again, reassuring him proudly. Asking how many people would envy us if they knew we served immortals, though he was friendly, he wanted didn't want to follow anybody's orders. It became apparent that all of his interests were material. Riches, women, delicacies, and a position managerial. Myself, on the other hand, just glad to have a place to stay. It was in a desperate situation, but with this I was safe. Only the first line of the first page which was necessary to shock me. And forced sweat, I felt thirst when I felt legendary, it rocked me, saying that everyone should have something to rely on. This patriarch reliance. What an icon. Truly the wisest of words for anyone to follow. If I'd relied on an official, I wouldn't have wallowed in the pain and misery from failing all those tests. I'd have made use of every advantage to succeed, no jest. That being the case, I suddenly had a new mission. Find someone to rely on, gain a high position. I can handle that with my particular disposition, especially with my greatest skill, determination. Suddenly, out of nowhere, the kid gets up and starts screaming, waving his fists around at the air. He's clearly dreaming, or maybe a delusion, imagining some kind of fable. Then, like a superhuman, he took a bite out of our table. But far more importantly than this kid's sharp teeth, if I reach immortality, never again will I see it. Then our door was kicked down. I felt the urge to smoke. Someone walked into our abode and noisily cleared their throat.